Well, Julian, here we are tonight.
Back again
With another exciting episode at the weigh-in.
So, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, this is a real good subject matter. We've been thinking about this for a while. You titled this particular episode, "Like a Virgin, Will Madonna Ever Be Replaced?"
No. Like a virgin, will Madonna ever be touched?
Touched. All right, well.
Yeah, because there's a lot of dudes that wanted to touch that back in the day when she was, in the 80s when she was first coming out.
Guy Ritchie, he made some children with that woman.
Yeah, they married. I think they're divorced now.
Yeah, but they have a somewhat friendlier relationship these days. He's busy making good movies. One of the children is actually inspired by that a little bit, which is cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she's still around. I know that she's made any records that have been crazy in recent years. At least I haven't caught up. She's very big on the show circuit, of course. The awards and everything.
Yeah. To me, and when I think of pop royalty, as far as women goes, and there's so many amazing women, I tend to think of Madonna. Like, as far as leaving an indelible impression.
We're talking music, right? Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Sure. Just music, because she's branched out into other things and left her footprints. But as far as music goes, definitely someone who's innovated the culture, someone who's pushed the culture, someone who's just allowed music to progress to a more adult level. And definitely in her era, Madonna. The music videos were very provocative, very progressive at the time.
Yeah, she pushed the envelope. She sure did. She did actually bring an era of more intelligence to the whole scene. She stepped it up a big game.
No, absolutely. Her shows were phenomenal, and she has such a big presence. Like when you looked in the row, all the girls were dressed like Madonna. So what's that saying? Like, all the girls want to be her, all the dudes want to be with her.
Well, the highest form of flattery is copying, I guess.
Absolutely. And then you got to think of this factor.
Sure.
There was no social media. So when she came out and she did a show, people who had, cable who could watch the videos, people who listened to the radio, they would hear it. But to really push her music, she had to put on a good show and put out really good music.
She had good music videos, and she had the biggest mega tours before anybody.
Yeah.
But doing some research on it, I remember my daughter and some other people and females that I know, Madonna owned the print waves at that time. Print was still big. Print magazines. She had hardcover books on her tour and these sexy, provocative photo books. She became the first one that inspired. What's her name? Jenner's wife's kids and everything. I'm not the world's biggest fan of the three sisters.
The Kardashians.
Yeah, they're nice girls in their own little way, but I'm not the hugest fan of their business ethic. But everything stems from Madonna. This stuff. Beyonce in some ways, even Gaga a little bit.
No, absolutely, and this is why I don't think that she's going to be touched. At least she's not being touched now. By anybody, and she was able to blend genres. She had bluesy stuff, jazzy stuff, some hip-hop stuff, some R&B stuff, the classical pop stuff. I don't remember anything that was too much rock. She had a big influence on the fashion world. Everybody was dressing like Madonna at the time.
Well, her first hit, Like a Virgin, is sort of a pop slightly echoes a rock song. Like a Virgin is a bit of a pop song. Very much like a Michael Jackson type of soul. Michael Jackson songs are a bit rock pop,
Yes,
which
absolutely.
I like. And she did get away from it after that song in the first album,
And you got to think about it. Beyonce came from a group. It was Destiny's Child.
Sure.
Lady Gaga, as far as I know, started out by herself. But as far as a pioneer of I'm a transition from music to movies, because she's done a lot of movies.
She's made some crime suspense movies, funny movies.
Yeah.
She was married to Sean Penn for a while.
Yeah, she was married to Penn.
Did they have children together?
I am not sure. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so. I think it was Richie mostly, but that could be wrong. We could be wrong.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. She definitely set the ground, made a boatload of money. She likes England now because people started hurting on her a little bit more. A lot of hate was going down a little bit a couple of years ago.
And I don't know, you go by the internet, so I don't know exactly what can be taken as true or not true, but she's at $800 million, her net worth.
That's pretty big.
That's
That's pretty
a
big.
lot
But you know,
of money.
Beyonce, she's worth. They're worth like, aren't they in the billions now?
Together, they
Yeah.
are worth $1 billion.
Yeah, but still, 800 million is pretty damn big because that would have been lower dollars per
the
tour,
inflation.
cheaper prices for the inflation.
Absolutely.
You know? Everything changes, man. So really, she's way in the billions if she came out today. But
Yes, no, absolutely.
But then again, somebody had to pioneer. So without Madonna, a lot of these people aren't.
She's 60, by the way.
I know.
2019, she is 60. She still looks good. There was some speculation, maybe like a month or two ago, that she may have got the butt implants. But you know,
I can't say I noticed, but you know,
to me, she's always had a great body. Maybe not the best body, but for me, for what I envision in my head, what I like. She had a great body.
She was wild. She was a little wild too on the tour.
Definitely
She had a lot of fun on the tour.
Obviously in Italian, like Madonna, the Virgin Mother, like was she never gave off a virginal vibe.
Oh, I know,
even
right?
like the raciness of the fucking like a Virgin video.
Yeah, right. People brought them up all the time too.
Yeah.
I remember there was like times when she would she'd slack off on the shaving of the armpits and the legs. She was hardcore in her own little way. She's a tough woman.
Yeah, she definitely defined femininity for me growing up, when she was first coming out. And it was funny because a lot of times she had the tomboy look, but it was still sexy. She could still pull it off. To me, there was always an air of sophistication with what she did, especially when you would see her videos and how she would talk. So I never took her as a slut. I was never like, oh, Madonna's a slut.
No, yeah, I know.
She's a slut.
No,
we hate the sluts,
You like some of them, but
but no, she never gave that off.
I don't think she actually has anything bad in her closet. I don't think she had any real great, thing that
she was not mommy dearest, or she didn't kill a guy in a
right. She just was tough in her own way, and they held her up against that name Madonna a lot. That came up a lot in interviews and stuff. But that went away after the first couple of years.
Yeah,
they bought it when they realized she was a megastar.
Now I like Gaga. I have not seen the new movie, Star Is Born.
I haven't seen it myself.
I know people have seen it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, it's a good movie from what I hear. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But no hating on that.
Definitely not hating on that. Definitely not hating on Gaga. Sometimes Gaga's stage presence is a little bit too intense for me. I'm like, I don't want to see all of that shit.
Yeah, she's a little over the top. She's got like the 70s progressive rock look with feathers and shit.
Yeah, it's a bit...
Which I like, but I mean, it's just, she's a little insane.
To me, it's a bit too much. I like rock. Don't get me wrong, and I don't, I've been to like Guar concerts, so you know how crazy that shit is. It's not really my cup of tea.
Yeah, I agree.
And I drink tea.
Yeah. But I respect the Gaga, and we'll leave it at that. I don't know any of her records, but I like her art, and I'll give her, I'll give her that. Now Beyonce, hey, that's a beautiful long-legged woman. There's no denying that. Man.
Yeah, she's definitely a talented woman.
Yep. Her company's big. Her husband, they work well together.
The brand as they are, Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's what you think of when you think power couple.
Yeah.
To me, they are the quintessential
most powerful
power couple. Definitely.
Yeah, there's nobody even close.
Net worth, status, the way people venerate and revere them in the industry. Yeah, definitely. But still, even her, and there's Beyonce songs that I like, but and some that I really like. But
I like the videos probably more than the songs because I'm a guy and I'm a male, whatever that means. I don't only hear music either. But the visual, I love her videos.
No.
She's ballsy,
Yeah, no, she's definitely ballsy. She definitely pushes the envelope. And once again, I'm not taking anything away from her as a performer and actress. But like for me, Madonna, I don't know if I'm biased because I grew up with Madonna as a kid.
Well, it's probably a little to do with it, but under close scrutiny, you can really, I think you're onto something.
Yeah,
there's no denying it. It's not I'm not the biggest fan of her either, but I witnessed it all happening.
Yes,
and a couple of my ex-employees, I loved her to death. A kid named Darwin used to work for us. Swore by her, loved her to death. Thought she was fantastic, And then I was a little anti her for a brief moment, but it is what it is. If there's anybody else that will top her in future years, I mean, there are a lot of megastars in rock and roll, and let's just call it music in general, not rock and roll. I mean, there's a lot in country music that are very, very powerful. I mean, it doesn't cross over my frame of mind too much. My wife enjoys it. What about the power pop girls? Grande, and some of the other power pop girls. Well, what's her face?
To me, they still need the longevity, and I get it. Madonna was born earlier. She's been out earlier, so everybody's got to get their chance to run their race. But I don't know. Like, I have to see. I definitely have to see. We just have to sit and we have to watch, and we have to watch as they progress as artists. Because, like, that to me, too, like, the music's always going to change.
Always.
If the music did not change, it would die out like the dinosaurs. Like, it'd be extinct. But when the music adapts, can the artist adapt? And, like, the key for the artist to adapt is to keep a little bit of themselves
and a little bit of new scene,
and you know, embrace a little bit of the new scene.
Well, the new scene is back to pop again, though. So everybody seems to be making a lot of money and a lot of hits out of it. And it's not really in the Madonna style. It's a little different. No, I shouldn't say it's not her style, but it's not distinctly her style. You know, the best way to adjust, as you talked about, was you got to be able to have a little of the new scene in you, and you got to be able to still retain what your name's all about.
Speaking of which, so let's not forget. You know, we have Alicia Keys, we have Katy Perry, Taylor Swift. It's a lot of powerhouse women out here still
worth a lot of money too. All these women here,
definitely, they're definitely worth a lot of money. And will they adapt to the pop scene?
Well, I think Taylor totally has, coming from the country scene. She totally adjusted.
Yes,
and
yes.
She's probably stronger than all three of these right now. You know.
Yes.
She had a battle with Katie here for a while. They're back to being bosom buddies again.
Because they were both. Is it that?
It was a competitive edge. That's what it was.
Enemies.
Yeah,
they were both huge when they first were coming out.
No doubt.
They're still both huge. Katie's got some big records.
But in an R&B way.
Definitely. Alicia,
Keys, that song was mega big, New York.
Yeah, she did that with Jay-Z.
Powerful. It's a great sounding record. Sings well, but she's kind of off the radar a little bit lately.
It feels like New York. Yeah, I haven't heard anything recent from her.
She's been hosting a lot of shows now.
She is definitely one of my She's definitely one of my favorite artists. She's such a New York girl.
She really is.
Yeah, like you just feel it. You can talk to her in a New York minute, and she's gonna give you everything. But her music was phenomenal.
She was good on that Voice, the show called The Voice. My wife watches.
Yes.
She was there a couple years ago.
And she is a stunningly beautiful woman.
She really is. It really is. Behind that piano, the hair, beautiful face. She's a beautiful woman. Yeah, she was hanging out with the blues guy for a while there. I can't think of his name. She was dating him for a little bit, then she went back to Bloom, man.
Yeah.
That's the
Orlando Bloom.
The Caribbean, the dude from the Caribbean movie, right?
He was Legolas in what was the movie?
Oh, the
Lord of the Rings, yeah. Legolas. People give him shit because the inaccuracy of his
bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well, fuck
it,
man.
Hell?
He made good looking dude. He made a boatload of fucking money. He's dating Katy Perry.
What's wrong with that?
He's been in successful franchises. He don't give a fuck. And the kid can act.
Yeah,
he's got chops. But back to the ladies.
I'll tell you, he's no Micah Rose when it comes to an actor. I'll tell you. The local guy, man.
Yeah.
King shit.
Yeah.
Our buddy, right?
Yeah. But
anyway, sorry about that. A little shout out to our friend there.
Yeah. I'm weighing in on the fact that fucking Madonna is not going to be touched. Like,
I think you're right.
Madonna, baby, you are 716 certified as the queen right now.
716 certified.
And let that shit fucking rain.
No doubt. I think you hit it on the nose, man. So we leave it at that. So let's give that a bell ring.
Bing, bing,
bing,
bang,
bang.
Bang,
there we go.
Fuck.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of The Way In, folks, and we'll catch you next time around.
So, this is what Google fucking says. Maturity. The state, fact, or period of being mature. That doesn't give me fucking... Fuck you.
That's bullshit.
That does not give...
Because they're not even serious about being mature.
Okay, mature.
All right, so it's a great topic. We've talked about it before, but never in depth. Define maturity. You want to start?
Hold on.
Are you gonna read that?
This is Google. Fully developed, physically full grown, having reached the most advanced stage in a process. I guess we're talking more about psychological maturity.
Yeah. They're talking about physical. We're talking about the reality of things.
Yes.
Between the both of us, we're almost 100 years old between the two of us.
Yes.
That's pretty wild. I'm 61. You're like.
I'm 38.
38.
Wait, hold on. We should
that
be more
doesn't seem
mature.
to slow him down, does it? It doesn't slow you down.
Not at all.
No, look, if you want to be mature, and act your age, guess what? You're going to be boring, and I wouldn't even know you.
I mean, no, I get that. Is there a certain, structure how you should be living, as a mature man at certain ages? Where's the handbook?
Well, the handbook is reality, and